been like for you working in quarantine? How are you working? How are you surviving during this time?
Yeah, during this time, I think I sleep a lot, 9 hours a night. I used to all my life sleep with the pills. I used to take pills for sleeping all the night, and when my brain full of record of business and meeting, exhibition, so far. And during the day, I'm very concentrated. I spend time with my dog in my garden. I have koi fish from Japan. In I have flowers. Now it's spring. It's beautiful weather. I have we have the skyline with the sea, Adriatic Sea. I'm in the hill, but I can see the sea in the morning. I work maybe 3-4 hours a day, no more. I move my part of my office here, my pencil, aquarelle, and I have a temporary studio here. This property is very old. It's from 16th century. There is a church, a very old church. It's completely restored by myself. And temporarily, I work in the church because it's the only place where I have a place to have a table with all my stuff.
Do you find
I can send you if you.
Yeah, send me some sketches. Do you find that you're being more creative or creative in a different way when here in this environment, in this way?
It's different, absolutely different. And it's different because, we are a team. We are in total 16, 17 people around the design team. For elegant Giuseppe Zanotti, we are just in 3, but then we have men, sneakers. So I can work with the team. I have my girlfriend here, and she worked with me from 11 years. And so we work together, but I have not all the materials. And also, of course, the computers, but we have a lot of stuff in my studio. So I work, I design myself with aquarelle, and I write a lot in my iPhone. A lot of memories about shoes, product, markets. Also, I think it's time to learn something between this experience. And so it's good time also to do like analysis, like psychological and philosophical analysis for ourselves.
And
it's good.
And
I
what
think
have
it's
you been,
good.
with this self-reflection, both you spiritually and you maybe in terms of work and work-life balance, have you come up with any thoughts or light bulb moments, things that you were like, this I'm going to change, or I want to do more of this?
When you are alone, and also here, the mobile phone don't work so well. The internet signal is not so good. It's also, we are lucky. It's not easy also to talk together today because we are in between the hills and mountains. And also, when I'm here, usually I'm here a couple of weekends a month, no more. And it's this property. I own this property 5 years ago. I never had time to see this property. So when I'm here, I'm in peace. And so I'm not my agenda, my schedule. When I feel to design, I design. When I feel to cook, I cook. And then there are farmers close to this property when people sell in this moment asparagus, beans, and peas, a lot of vegetables, salads, artichokes. So I go in some friends. It's forbidden, but there are not the street like Milan. Or
Yeah.
I can walk and I go to. I know it's different, but also you work with more contents, more. I think in a pure, absolutely pure and genuine way than 2 months ago.
Mhm.
So if you think, we start, when I start 25, 30 years ago, I was consultant designer for other companies. And there was 2 seasons a year, spring and or spring, summer, and fall, winter. So it's twice a year. Collection was so small in accessories. It was in the fashion because I used to work with also with some designer, like I remember I met Franco Moschino, Thierry Mugler at that time, early 80s, and Gianfranco Ferrer, the architect. So, and the runway was very small with maybe 20 exits, that's it. Collection was so small. Now there are in agenda 4 collections a year, plus every month there is like a drop or special edition or Mother Day collection or Happy New Year's collection, Chinese New Year's collection, dogs collection. It's crazy. The calendar is so egoistic. We are slave of turnover. The designer now are slave in the company of this crazy obsession about targets, because it's more business than pure creativity. So this time I'm more I'm not sad, I'm happy, but also I'm nostalgic. And I have a nostalgia from the first years of my career, when for dual shoes I spend for one single shoes I spend a month, for one single heel 2 months, for one single shape of last a month, and for one collection 4 months.
Yeah.
Now the fast fashion, and then of course also e-com is dynamic, but the fault is not by internet and e-com, is our fault, because I think we need to be very patient with shoes. You need more time, like the wine. You cannot do wine 3 times a year. In all the world, you do wine once a year. In New Zealand, Australia, Napa Valley, California, in Italy, of course, France, it's 1 year. And then wine need to wait 5-6 months, better 3-4 years, better 15-20 years, depend to the wine. Because, this is the story of the wine. The same with the fashion.
Slowing things down to making things more considered less than before? Or do you think we'll go back to the old way?
I hope everybody, we need to learn. I don't know the code of everybody. I think everybody, we need to think about, and we need to create our special code or personality in what we do. Maybe we need to run less to work better. I know in June we have not any man presentation, any couture presentation. Okay, for business is a disaster, but I think it's good for have time to do less, because of course less sometimes can be more.
What are you going to do? What's the first thing you're going to be able to do when you get the word that everybody can be together again, that you can go out and go back to Milan? What's the first thing that you want to do?
The first thing, if I have time, because I have a big hobby, I have this passion, I have a boat. I like I suppose the boat was the place where I feel more in peace with myself. And after this experience at home, I think it's cool to stay home. Maybe after this crazy time, I have two options. Or I go directly to the boat and go in Ischia in a very, very poor and simple trattoria. It's very cheaper, but I love in one cave is a restaurant one century, a century years old in one cave. Or I go there, or I stay home, because everybody go out. Everybody who is in, people are in abstinence after the rehab, love to drink, love to use drugs, love to do everything. Maybe I prefer to do some exit in home another week.
Let everybody else
and then
for a week. And
yeah, I don't want to follow all these ships. I want to stay home, or maybe go in the. But the reality, I know, I have a company with 700 people, Jessica. In one hand, I have a backpack of responsibility, and also I know when we start to work, I need to go directly to my studio and work weekend and night. Also, we're supposed to cut the summer holidays. Is a month in Italy and 30 days in August. And my request is to work 30 days. And example, if we start to work in June, July, we want to work also the Saturday, stay home only one day. Is my request. I did to my team, to my management team. I don't know if the union, they accept that, but in this moment, we need everybody work very close. And then for our target, everybody, I feel every human, not Italian, Germany, UK, America, every human needs to be very close to work hard, because the global debt we did will in this moment, I think for the next 3-4 years will be very heavy for everybody. It's better to start as soon as possible to work, but again in another way, not like before, with more respect for everybody, respect for also for this crazy planet, because we destroy the planet in the last 2-3 generations, including my generation. So
I was shocked when I saw that in Venice there were dolphins in the waters, and the water, you could see through the water in Venice. Or in London, we're seeing, animals, or not, maybe not in London, but in the UK, the animals are taking over the streets again. I mean, it's nice to see Mother Nature coming back.
Yes, this is the story. In my region here, usually there is not a pollution, but in the last 20 days, the atmosphere is absolutely clean. You can see the sea, and the color are more light blue than before. And during the night, last night was, or 2 nights ago, full moon, no? And yeah, the moon was perfect, and like in August in Indian Ocean. So I think we need to learn something between this lesson the life give us, because a lesson so hard is hard for everybody, for poor people, for rich people, for billionaire, for trillionaire. Also everybody.
It puts everything in perspective. We're all equal. We're all human. We're not immortal. We're all, we're one race. We're all together on this. It doesn't, the virus hits anybody, no matter where you are in the world. So. Giuseppe, grazie mille. You are wonderful. Thank you so much. And as soon as this is over, you and I were going to go out and get a coffee or a drink together, and we're going to celebrate together.
Thank you so much, Jessica.